Good evening. Hi to everyone. I'm Philippa and Shalini introduction.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to today's session on collectivity. Can you hear me clearly, Philippa?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Is it possible, Riddhi, for us, Philippa and I, to be on the same screen? So today's session is on collectivity, and I thought Philippa and I can have just a few questions to each other about what does it actually mean, because this question comes quite often, isn't it, Philippa?
Yes. I wanted to ask you, tonight's session is about collectivity. So in the practice of Sahaja Yoga, what does that mean to you, and how has it changed you?
Right. So, yeah, since I started meditating, of course, realization, meditation transformed me. Listening to Shri Mataji always got the guidance. But one of the things, the real essence and change in my life that came from Sahaja Yoga is through collectivity. And it is not just meditating with people. We all meditate, like online, we are meditating. But I feel there are many, many things I do in my life which are through other meditators that I learned. And often in life, we only we do things when we are inspired, when we trust somebody. So I have so many friends across the world, which I met face to face or online in the past 3 years. And when they tell things things that have transformed their life, like somebody tells, of course we meditate and we forgive, but we listen to a lot of stories, lots of examples how people's life got uplifted. And it is possible that in our daily life, if we only live in a family life, we may not get that fulfillment of qualities. So human beings have not I think underestimated the power we receive from each other. And for me, that has been very empowering. Lots and lots of things that transformed in me by just talking to people, meeting people, seeing how spiritual they are, but yet the things they do in their lives, like what has changed, had a lot of influence. So it is something I aspire a lot, and that's why I like to meet people. I know through Sahaja Yoga, I'm Indian and I came to the UK 18 years ago. But unlike many other Indians who stay in their own community, through Sahaja Yoga, I know people from across the world. And when you meet people from across the world and you get to know a bit closer, you realize that all of us are the same. We smile the same, we have emotions and expressions. And then you start admiring and have more also appreciation of how important it is to know each other well. Then we don't see a difference. So there are many aspects of collectivity for me that has transformed. So I would also like to know you, Philippa. I think I have never got a chance to ask you this question.
So for me, so I came into Sahaja Yoga, it must be 30 years ago. And I came from a family that was a bit of a disaster. So for me, relationships, like relating to other human beings, was always like difficult, and it was very easy to get cross wires and this, that, and the other. But in Sahaja Yoga, or through this practice of meditation, and then the other people who you meditate with, I think the things I notice is that, well, first of all, you get to know people from all walks of life. So, generally in the outside world, if you're a doctor, you mix with other doctors. If you're a road sweeper, then you mix with other road sweepers. If you're a teacher, you tend to mix in that sort of, people tend to stick to the people that they can relate to. In Sahaja Yoga, the thing I notice is that you can actually get a connection with people from all different walks of life. Like, for example, you and I get on well, and yet we've got completely different lives, and we wouldn't normally have that connection, but it's because of Sahaja Yoga. And then also for me, like, I've learned to relate to people, and that people aren't scary, and also you don't have to fight with them. So, and the other thing about collectivity, because this sort of, we get into this consciousness, which is above this level, which is above the level of thinking. And what is incredible is that you can actually form a relationship with either other ladies or other men, or with men, and it transcends. You know, like normally in life, your sister, like your blood sister is your blood sister, and then friends are friends, and you can sometimes fall out, this, that, and the other. But in Sahaja Yoga, that just tends not to happen. You can actually relate on a really deep level to other ladies, and they're like your sisters, you know, they're like your blood sister that you would just always love. And also, like with men, it's different in different cultures. Like in the Indian culture, I think you've got it quite, you've got it quite good in that you respect the difference. But I mean, in the West, it's all such a mess, and everybody looks upon everybody as a potential suitor, what have you, if you put it really in bald terms. But actually, when you practice this meditation, there are other men who can be literally like your brother. Like, that relationship becomes pure, and you don't hang out a lot, but the same as with a good brother who loves you, you just know that they've got your back and you've got their back. And that for me is the incredible thing about Sahaja Yoga, and how it changes you and it changes your life.
Yes. If I can just add, it's been also for me like 28 plus years in Sahaja Yoga. And I think this is one, when we compare from gatherings in our own families, like wedding or a big birthday, how much conflict it is, it can be like,
Yes.
But in Sahaja Yoga, we have big collective programs, and I've seen it flow so beautifully because there are less expectations. People do what they want to do, they can do. And it all so beautiful, which I feel is a big transformation for mankind, to do things together. And other point that I would like to say, which has changed, is for each individual's life, there are many, many souls that makes a difference and make it wholesome. And Sahaja Yoga gives us a platform to just keep meeting those personalities to uplift us, Like sometimes I'm not in maybe that great mood, and I get a call from someone, and without even telling, I just get uplifted. And I think this is what we also need, to feel that connection, heart connections.
Yes. And that heart connection, but also sometimes, like we've got a big event coming up, and people from all around the world, somehow, it doesn't matter where you live, you can put your attention on it and just feel the joy of this big event that's coming up. It's like if we're all leaves on the same tree, when the wind blows, all of the leaves feel it, and we can all feel the waves of joy. It's very nice. It's very nice. Anyway, shall we have a little meditation? Shall we raise our Kundalini and then listen?
Yes. So I'll leave that to you to lead us, Philippa. Thank you so much.
So let's all together. Perhaps in a minute we'll have a picture of Shri Mataji instead of me. But let's all together just raise our Kundalini and put on a bandana. And we give a bandana for each of the 7 chakras. And just for a moment, let's feel connection to the Mother Earth, either because we're sitting on the earth or we have our feet on the earth. And just feel that connection, that we are all connected through the Mother Earth. And the respect that we feel for ourselves, we can feel the same respect for others, because we've all come from the same source. And we can feel that respect also for the Mother Earth. And let's just do something that can help this feeling of collectivity. Because the cool we feel on our hands is the same cool that everybody else feels when they have their self-realization. So I'll just put myself on camera for a minute so you can see what I'm doing. But just take your index fingers and you're just going to pop them in your ears and just let your head go back a little bit. And we're just going to sit there in silence for about half a minute to a minute. And now take your fingers out of your ears and just place them on your lap. Let's all just sit together for about a minute, and then we will listen to a talk given by Shri Mataji.
For Sahaja Yoga, you cannot pay. You cannot purchase Sahaja Yoga. As I have told you already. You must know it is so invaluable that you cannot pay for it. It is to be understood that it is not something like a shop. I belong to another society, so-called elite. And the talk is about guru shopping. Have you made particular guru this one? No. Why? Oh, he is cheaper, now on sale. You can get it cheaper value, really. It's something like your supermarkets walking into the name of God. Now, please use your IQ, which you have used so much for sending from here all these things to moon, and now another one is coming out from somewhere else. Please use your brains for going inside. What's the use of going to the moon? What did you get? Such a lot of money was wasted. Why not get inside and know yourself what is inside, what's wrong with you? But that's not possible. For that, they won't listen. I know in America there have been so many seekers. We have had people like Abraham Lincoln. All kinds of great people have come here, and we have to know our own value system. On what foundation do we stand? Firmly. We talk of family. You cannot bring in family life now anymore because you worshipped Freud as Jesus Christ. Now you are, after so many years, you are saying, he is fraudulent Freud. There's a book. Then another book I've seen is The Fall of Freud's Empire. But it has gone into the brain of the people, into the families, into everywhere. You go to any Freudian, he'll tell you something wrong with your mother and something relationship wrong. I mean, it's these absurd things that tell you. I don't know how you can believe it. I met first time a child about 12 years of age. His mother came and said he's taking drugs. Man, I felt terrible about a 12-year-old child taking drugs. So I just took that child, hugged him and kissed him. So he said, my mother never does it to me. I said, she doesn't do it too? No, she never does it to me. I asked her, well, you never hug your child and kiss? No, because I will have guilt. I couldn't understand the philosophy at that time. A mother having a guilt if she has to hug her own child. Is all Mr. Freud. Oh, very much respected. But also he prospered in America, you'll be surprised. Not in his own place, Austria. When I talked against him, they all clapped very happy. And they were saying that he has brought a bad name to us. But how these horrible things prosper here, we should watch out. Now, of course, Freud has gone out. He is no more there. But Freudian is still there. And people who believe in Freud are still there. It's gone into their brains. Now, how will you create a sensible society? Only way is to get out of it. Just get out of it. All these nonsensical things are there, but you have to just somehow or other get out of it, and it's only possible through your awakening, through your realization. Otherwise, there's no way out. But once the Americans get out of it, I can tell you, they are the best people. I trust them more than anybody else. But they have to get out of it, very difficult. To get them to the program and make them sit throughout the lecture is also difficult. Now, how many have gone out? You see, I didn't count. But this is not done anywhere else except in America. Because they have freedom. In Russia, you'll be amazed, they are so sensitive to spirituality. Very sensitive. Because they didn't have this kind of a freedom. Here the freedom is there for everything. A rich man, I went to his house. He carried me in his car. And he had the handle in a funny way. And he told me, if you have to open the handle, you have to turn it this way. But I said, why? Oh, it's my individual invention. I've done it. But anybody who doesn't know how to get out of his car will die if something happens to him. We got into his house. He told me, this is my bathroom. But don't put on this switch, otherwise you will just jump into the swimming pool. I said, my God, what is this supposed to be? Oh, that's my invention. I said, you give me some ordinary bathroom. I don't want all this nonsense. Then he had a bed. You can press one button, your legs will go up, your head will come up. I said, I don't know which button to press. They are very thin buttons. You just have to touch. I said, I'm not going to touch. I'll sleep on the ground. What sort of a thing is this? Nonsense. Nothing is going to happen to me if I sleep on the ground. But supposing I touch something, suddenly I'm fine. And this is how they have spent their money in their freedom. That's what they have done. Now, remaining money must have gone to these false gurus. I don't know. But false gurus are also very rich people. And some of them had so many of Rolls Royces and this kind of that. Brainless, useless people they were. I tell you, most of them. But it happened. I don't know what impressed them. Anybody from India, if he's released from a jail, he has no place in the society things. He wears those orange dresses and comes straight to America. Settles in some square or somewhere, and next year you see he has a big palace of his own. Whom are you helping? You have to help yourself. I am a mother. I always ask them, what did your guru do for you? Better look after yourself. Better know yourself. So thus you get your self-knowledge. And also in the another dimension of your awareness, you develop collective consciousness. Collective consciousness is that you can feel others also on your fingertips. Now we have our Sahaja Yogis in 55 nations. You must see when they meet. They have transcended all barriers of their countries, races, everything. Such love and such affection, such oneness. It's like one organism they were. If somebody is sick somewhere, the whole body, like the body of Sahaja Yoga, worried about them. They'll write to me, telephone to me, Mother, please look after that person, he's sick. So many relationships of this kind I have seen. We have always used, as I said, the power of hatred. But this power of love, which is pure love, absolutely pure, you'll be surprised. There are people who are very beautiful, handsome, all kinds of things are there. But I have never seen anybody flirting. They don't flirt. I have not seen them, any man running away with somebody's wife. I mean, you come home and find your wife has gone away with somebody else. It's never like that. This idea doesn't come into their head. Because their attention has become pure. Attention has become innocent. It is without any lust and greed. It's such a beautiful thing to happen that your attention also become extremely active. After some time, you just pay attention to someone and you are in communication with that person. Immediately, if he's sick, if he's in trouble, he's saved. It's so miraculous. And the government of God is so efficient, so quick. It is really worth knowing yourself because you are fantastic. You are extremely beautiful inside. You are so extraordinary that you do not know, you cannot be aware of it. Unless and until you are connected to the mains, you don't know what you are. It's like this, if you take a small television box to in some remote place in a village, they'll say, what is this box? Say, oh, you'll see lots of films in it. They'll say, how can we believe this is a box? That is how we think about ourselves, we are a box only. But once this box is connected to the mains, you see what this box is. Because it is all built in you. Like you take one seed and sprout it in the Mother Earth. You don't do anything. What do you do? Nothing. Because in the seed it is built in that it should sprout. And the Mother Earth also has quality to sprout. It's spontaneous, surge. That explains everything. This happens sahaj. You cannot manipulate it or do anything about it. Just works out effortlessly, absolutely beautiful. And this happening is so simple and so easy that you will be amazed how you get it.
So now, staying with this theme of collectivity, we can just for a moment put our right hand on the center, this center called Vishuddhi. Now raise this Kundalini energy up to the top of the head. And perhaps we can have a photograph of Shri Mataji. And so this collectivity, this energy that rises within us, this Kundalini, is the same in everyone else. It's the same energy. It's like water is water wherever it is. It still comes from the same clouds, from the same air. Let's have a photograph of Shri Mataji in front of us. So this collectivity purifies relationships. So as we meditate more and more, we find that we don't have any agenda. We don't play politics. We don't have ulterior motives. And it's the same for other people who practice this meditation. That we become pure, our relationships purify. And if they are not pure, we actually start to see within ourselves, and we see this, and we can remove it. And let's actually use this power of collectivity. If we are all one, let's all together inside ourselves, inside our heart, pray that for all of humanity, or for all those who have their self-realization, who have this Kundalini awakened, that we can feel that we are all one, we are come from the same source, and there is nothing to fight about. All the conflicts in the world are because of money, or because people want power, because of politics, because of greed. But if you purify all that away, then we are all the same. We have no agenda and no ulterior motive. And we can live in peace and harmony together. And let's all just pray that there is peace and harmony in our hearts and in the world. And we will sit in silence for a few minutes. And if you feel any pressure in the head or on the head, you can just massage. You can massage the top of the head. You put your hand there and press and rotate 7 times clockwise. Or you can just massage the scalp a little, the back of the skull and above the ears. You can massage the hairline at the front. For everyone, it's different, but this can help to increase the vibrations. Let's just do this one more time and see. We all do it together, see if it makes a difference, and you can send a little message afterwards. So just massage at the back of the skull. Just putting a little bit of pressure. And then massage above the ears. And then massage in the hairline, going up towards the Sahasrara. We'll sit again for a little bit. Very nice. And so now let's together raise our Kundalini 3 times and put on a bandha. The first center is for innocence. The second center is for creativity and purity. Third center is for peace and evolution. And the fourth center is for love and courage. And the fifth center is for collectivity and respect for self and others. And the sixth center is for forgiveness. And the seventh center is the integration of all those qualities which brings us great joy. But today, in a way, this collectivity is sort of here. I think of it as sort of here somehow. Anyway, just put a little note in the chat if you actually felt any difference after we had massaged our scalp. I think I noticed a difference. And we'll be back on Thursday.
Hi, Philippa. This is Shalini here.
Hello again.
Hi. I was just thinking maybe we can take, just before we wind up, this opportunity to, thank ourselves, to open our hearts for such a beautiful collectivity. And also thank Shri Mataji for creating this beautiful collective platform.
Very good idea. Yes,
And thirdly, I would say if the mentorship is not working for you, if you haven't felt connected, then please reach out to us. Reach out to on the WhatsApp group, or if you are connected with your mentor. And it's important for us to know some established Sahaja Yogi, to ask questions and go deeper in your evolution. So we are here for you, isn't it, Philippa? Isn't it?
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. So thank you from my side to you and to everybody.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care.
you for the collective meditation, which is really good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you on Thursday.
See you on Thursday.
We can do our own foot soaking this evening, can we?
I actually didn't get, sorry, what did you say?
Should we just do our foot soak before we go to bed? We didn't do it today, did we?
Just do a foot soak by yourself. It's a very good idea.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine, no worries. Thank you.
Have a good evening. Good night, Shri Mataji.
Thank you very much. Lovely.